Mikey, congratulations on your victory. You defeated Orlando Salido. What's your thoughts on your performance, bro? How's it feel being a champion?
Well, I feel good, you know, that people finally get to see more out of me. You know, the fight itself, you know, I was able to show more of what I'm capable of doing. You know, all these fans, you know, that's great. You know, I told them, you know, recently that on a Facebook post that's what makes me feel like a champion. You know, that I get so many fans and people from around the world. You know, that's what makes it nice. I needed that title to make it official. I felt, you know, like I was a champion before the fight, but I just needed to prove it. You know.
In the early rounds, you were really hammering him, catching him, dropping him with some nice shots. Did you feel like in your head it was a little easier than you expected?
I always thought the fight would be a little harder in the first few rounds, but I felt that if I stuck to my game plan, I would end up making it that easy. I was surprised at how easy it was from the beginning. You know, I was expecting it to be a little harder at the beginning, but I caught him, you know, early on. I hurt him early on, and you know, he wasn't able to, you know, recover or change game plans or anything.
Now, at the end of the fight, Sour Grape said, well, Mikey Garcia, they quit, you know, they could have fought on with his broken nose. Well, what do you have to say to the way the fight ended?
I could have fought on. The doctor decided to stop the fight because, you know, it's an injury that they said it was too risky to keep going. But if they had called it a punch, I would have had to continue. I wasn't gonna let the fight go, you know, with one accidental headbutt. You know, yeah. I was not gonna let that happen. The referee thought it was too dangerous to continue, along with the doctors, both doctors. So, you know, they decided to stop the fight. I offered a rematch to him. You know, I told him I would get him a rematch if he wants it, and he decided to. He says he wants to move up in weight.
What are your thoughts on your future? Who stands out at 126 pounds to you?
Well, whatever, it's up to manager Cameron Duncan, my promoter, you know, Bob Arum, Top Rank. They're the ones that get to decide. I'm willing to fight anybody. I told everybody there at the day of the fight, I would really like a fight with Gamboa. You know, I think that would really, you know, skyrocket to the very, very top of the world in boxing. But you know, if it's not that, anybody else is fine. You know, it's up to my manager and promoter. What
about Gamboa's last fight? He got dropped a few times. You know,
he's been dropped before in his career. It's not something that's new. I mean, he's gone down a few times and gets up and wins the fight. You know, so that's nothing new to him. You know, I think it's pretty much, you know, common to see that happen with him.
Did you hear about Gamboa was linked to a PED, the scandal in Miami?
I read a little bit, but until you really prove it, you know, it's just rumors or whatever. I mean, you can't really prove anything.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Gary Russell, undefeated, fast, flashy guy? Some people look at him as future force at 126. What are your thoughts on him?
He's a good fighter. I've seen him twice or 3 times now. I would like to see him, you know, in a few fights, you know, really, you know, in the near future. To see how he develops and progresses against, you know, tougher, stiffer competition. But that's what they do when you're developing a fighter. You know, you got to take your time, and they've done a good job with him. We'll see what he does when he finally, you know, gets a good opportunity to fight a champion.
How do you break down Nonito Donaire, Guillermo Rigondeaux?
Well, I think Donaire's got, you know, tremendous skills. He's proven it, you know, by beating champion after champion after champion. Rigondeaux is a really good fighter, really fast, you know, heavy-handed. You know, you're gonna have to see if he's really, you know, got all the goods like they say. You know, Donaire's proved it. Donaire has proved it, you know, many times. And I feel that Donaire's gonna just outbox him. You know, it's gonna be a chess game early on, but you know, eventually Donaire's gonna pick him apart.
All right, thanks, bro.